I really didn't mean to hack you, but Nintendo, look at what kind of handle this is, and you can't turn on the machine when you get there. Look at my eyes, tell me wee baby wee. The main reason is that I am the one who steals the bargain. In PXX, I bought it through China Global and had to send it for repair at my own expense after a long time with customer service. So students who are not in a hurry to start really don't need to worry. Wait until the price comes down. Find an after-sales circuit is more like. Because it has already been sent, we can tear it down directly and maybe we can fix it. It means that there is no exposed screw hole in the hole. Even the back to the grip is molded in one piece. That is, the screw holes should be hidden inside the front panel. Because I have seen other disassembly videos. Knowing that this panel is actually in addition to the buckle, there is also a layer of glue and the bottom panel to fix. So tilt it down for safety. The front panel needs to be preheated with a heat gun. Remove the panel to see the hidden screw holes. Of course, that's not the only thing here. There are screws here. The handle can be completely disassembled. In short, dismantling is risky. Not necessary. Don't try. But it should be said that he is really willing to use materials, and compared to a generation, can be said that it is an all-round improvement. Let's talk about the joystick first. The joystick still uses the RB4 Tanmeng joystick, but it has been replaced with a cable connection. The good news is that it floats and can be replaced by yourself. The news is that the disassembly machine is really thief and difficult to disassemble, and the shape is different from the first generation. It is a connection with the joystick cap designed separately. It is not a simple handlebar. Instead, a fiber structure is added, so that there is no void between the joystick and the joystick cap. The purpose of this design is actually because of the joystick. There is an anti-drift line structure at the bottom, and the support point of the rocker is on this joystick cover. About this anti-drift line structure, presumably everyone is familiar with it. Beitong has been designed a few years ago, and then uses NS2's line ring. We do not use plastic. Instead, it uses a relatively hard silicone texture ring. This is also why I got the handle and turned the joystick. It's particularly silky. The reason for the special silence. Even during the rotation of the joystick, the middle position of the joystick does not touch the position of the broken wooden ring at all. Further reduces the risk of stick drift. Truth be told, this hand lever is really the smoothest joystick I have ever touched. The structure of the crossbond has also been optimized compared to the original generation. The sinking fulcrum used here is still a conductive glue scheme. I don't know if it can solve the problem of a generation of easy connections. The battery is connected to the battery compartment and the motherboard, and the socket scheme is adopted. The battery capacity has been upgraded from 1,300 mAh to 1,070 mAh in the original generation. The motor and back key are assembled together. They are placed on both sides of the grip. The back button adopts the overload sheet scheme. The second generation is also HD vibration, and the structure is more refined than the first generation. The coil is in the middle. The magnet is at both ends. Let the coil vibrator move laterally to achieve vibration. And a vibration module has 2 pairs of magnets and 2 coils. This combination can provide a more delicate and diverse feel. If you still don't understand what's going on, you can open this electronic manual for 50 yuan. Let's just understand the specifics. How can the small blade make you spend 100 money? The action line is also a conductive glue scheme. However, the pressing sound is quieter than the first generation. Compared with the mute plus and minus button, this time it has been changed to a conductive rubber feel. The other front buttons are still overdrive sheets. All buttons on the entire front are key membranes. In order to prevent the key film from shifting or the grain bag, a lot of line points are set. Even the PS5 controller that is directly glued to the button film is also a button film. But because the button membrane will bulge or displace, this practicality is very easy to connect, just like opening bursts. Key film, amiibo module, the headphone port and both joysticks are connected to the motherboard through cables. The battery and the motors on both sides are connected by a faulty scheme. I guess I can't turn on the engine. It may be that the cable of the key membrane there is loose during transportation. Maybe it will be installed and turned on in a while. Let's witness the miracle first. The boot rate key is rolling, right? Connect to the computer first to test it. The performance is good. I can't connect to the wire. Can it support the NS1 generation? Well, it's not just Android and iOS Bluetooth that can't be found either. But fortunately, NS2 can look at it on his face. This is still an exclusive handle. However, these platforms should gradually adapt in the future. So it's really unnecessary for students who are not just trained. Now you can't get in, don't worry. After connecting the NS2, you can directly update the controller in the settings. As for the performance, we can only wait until the PC is supported in detail. Finally, take a generation to compare the appearance feel. In terms of feel, it is no exaggeration to say that the direct management and protection generation is more delicate in the hand. More frivolous appearance without a single exposed screw hole. The grip is also integrally molded, so it is very integral. In addition, there is a layer of replicated coating on the surface, so it feels very good to the touch. Look at it this way, the small blade is still quite good at designing. So the question is, why is the dog head handle that comes with it randomly not ergonomic at all? Compared with the first generation, a lot of new things have been added. For example, there is an additional C button on the front and 2 more extensions on the grip. The bottom of the button also adds a 3.5mm headphone jack from Alien Technology. In terms of buttons, it still continues the conductive Coke scheme. However, the feel of the action keys and cross keys is softer than the first generation, and the sound is also smaller. Not a few. The expansion button on the back, the pot slice plan adopted, is not very triggered. So I personally use it a lot. The quality and expansion button of the physical risk can be set on the NS2 handheld. However, you must enter the game before you can do it. Long press the home button to bring up the quick window, and the bottom is the expansion button. At present, the mapping area can only be simply mapped, and the button cannot be set to red. Although the front disassembly has already exaggerated the joystick, but here I still want to mention the feel of the joystick. It's really silky. After shaking the first generation and then shaking the second generation, it feels more obvious, very silky. Just for the feel of this joystick, it is not a loss to enter the second generation. As for the experience of use, first of all, one-click wake-up NS2 is supported. I feel that it is much faster to wake up than a third-party controller, and so is Amiibo. Some disassemble the machine can also see the Amiibo module in the position of the function key. So it is stable here because it cannot be tested with a computer, so I tested the performance of the controller with a few games. First of all, the stone sword played with 2 fire patterns. Occasionally, there will still be swords. You see, I want to walk in a straight line, but sometimes I will miscount to the left and right. As a result, the final coordinates deviate from the location I want to go. But the string problem, this is also a common problem in conductive handover cases. The somatosensory experience is also very good, and the sensitivity is very suitable for use without dizziness. In terms of vibration, the vibration feeling is very delicate, although the motor has been upgraded internally. However, the vibration force is generally smaller than that of the rotor motor. But it feels really good. Overall, the NS2 Pro handle is still upgraded. It's quite comprehensive. The motor joystick, cross key, and action button have been upgraded. Also added back keys and headphones. Whole. Can be said that this is very unrecognizable. However, the only supported platform is the NS2 handheld. Plus, there are some inflated prices. Personally, I don't think it's a good time for players to get started. Squatting may be more like